distinct pleasure tonight to be introducing our guest speaker, who's a fellow Goshen Guardian. I'm not sure why I was chosen to introduce my good friend, Gumption, as we call him Goshen Guardian. But his correct name is Allington Cricky. Gumption. Now we know what Gumption is. 9 no's, 1 yes. I would not quit my dreams, change my life to help others change, to help change others.
Not quitting my dream, change my life so I can change other lives.
Okay, born Allington Cricky with autism. He was nicknamed Gumption and grew up in Virgin Gorda, British Virgin Islands. At age 29, Gumption focused on having his own business. Like many of us in Virgin Islands, we have a spirit of entrepreneurship. We've been doing it for a very long time. After approaching numerous banks, including Scotia, in 2011 and 2012, and after being torn down over and over again, Gumption received a loan from Sir Richard Branson on behalf of the Branson Center of Entrepreneurship in the Caribbean on October 19, 2012. He was the first person to get a loan from this program. Gumption wants to remind us why we should never give up. Gumption is an inspirational speaker. He's had a tough life, but he never gave up. He is breaking a lot of glass ceilings in terms of his achievement.
He's coming.
Oh, another guest.
Thank you.
So basically, an entrepreneur, he's going to be, if you're familiar with TED Talks, he's going to be the first British Virgin Island ever to appear on TED Talks. He has been practicing for the last number of months. Because at TED Talks, if you're familiar with TED Talks, you're not allowed to bring a paper. It must come from the heart. So you have to know your story, you have to learn your story, and practice your story and get it right. Because you have one chance at it. Gumption has been that person chosen from the BVI to be part of TED Talks. And I've walked with him a little bit in this presentation, and you're going to be truly inspired by this young man who never gave up, and who's going to represent the BVI in TED Talks on August 28th, right?
Yeah.
21st? 24th?
His name is on his rights.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Gumption to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you for having me. So yes, I've been very privileged to have the opportunity to go to TEDx Gumption, where I am going to tell my story, my way on my stage. 9 no's, 1 yes. How not quitting my dream, help save my life, and help save other people's lives. And no offense, but I'm really glad your bank told me no. Your bank told me no. A celebrity billionaire told me yes, and now I'm heading to space. So your bank did that, I don't know what happened. But we still, right? Alright? My name is Allington Cricky, and by the end of this talk, you will know why they call me Gumption. I'm from a small island in the Caribbean called Virgin Gorda. We are just 60 miles into the magnificent sunrise of San Juan, Puerto Rico, 40 miles west into the beautiful sunset of St. Martin, and just a few meters from the world-known Necker Island. My talk title, 9 no's, 1 yes, how not quitting my dream, help to save my life and help save other people's lives. From being a high school dropout to protecting turtles, no possibilities of going to space with my friend Richard Branson. How did it happen? When did it happen? This is my story. School, it was like torture to me. Ain't that I didn't like school, I didn't like the book side of school. And the results of that ended up leading me being very frustrated, where I ended up leaving school at grade 8 and I find work where work was available. And along the way, I saw the board for the first time. And when I saw this board, it was within my school years. and the guy had a special for $15. And apparently I didn't have the money to go with him that day. So I was told to come off of the boat. Ironically, time will pass, and I will end up working for the same guy on the same boat. And that's when I realized I found more love with the boat. Then along that time, I would grow, get mature, and I'll be working for a resort. And on Tuesday afternoon, I was terminated by a multi-millionaire. By the Friday of that week, I was rehired by a billionaire. And that's when I realized that things wasn't so bad after all. So I was hired on the world-known Necker Island, where I work as guest services, beach pool bartend, and water sports as well. Later on in life, the boat will go for sale, and I will draw my ideas on a piece of paper that was done by my cousin, Dwayne Leonard, back in 2011 of December. And I decided, well, I can't take this to the bank. I can't take crayons, markers, and building blocks to the bank. I had to seek professional help. So I went out, got trade license. I got a professional guy that worked in a bank to put together a business plan. And I took that plan to 4 different banks. Right away, 3 banks shut me down right away. And the other banks seemed pretty interested. It's like a bank that really give it to you, it's yours, but they want to play a kind of back and forth with it. And this bank showed interest, so they got my interest as well. So I decided to invest in that time into that interest. Eventually, I found out that they just wanted to just run me around, so I just decided to stop that bank, and I decided to look for friends that could have loaned me the money, then eventually get it back over time. I went to number 1 to 7 investor. Number 8 wanted to purchase my dream. Basically, he had the money, he didn't need the bank, he had no passion, no ideas. It's people who were just like me, who is broke, down and out, who dream and fantasize about doing something, having more. Lots of people have money, but they have no clue what to do with their money. So therefore, when he liked the ideas of what I presented to him, he wanted to purchase the boat. He be the owner, he live in Chicago, I am the BVI, I be the manager and the host, and he collect. I told him I'll see him next week, but I never passed back. That's when I decided to take my ideas home, literally home, to someone that loved me, cared for me, protect me, and always be there for me. And most of all, she carried me for 9 months, my mom. When my mom told me no, that was very it was very important. And she told me no mainly to protect me from failure. However, her friends told her it's an old boat, the guy wants $30,000 for it, it doesn't go out, and that's why you try to sell it, it's a bad deal. So a parent job or a friend job is to protect them by all means. Why would a parent let you spend $30,000 on something that they have evidence of that doesn't go out, doesn't make money? So in that, she tried not to be like the banks or people, she would try to protect me from failure. So obviously being young and I had a passion, I just thought she would just like the banks and everyone else, so I caught up with my feelings. And here comes Friday night. What do we usually do on Friday night? Drink. And that's why I met this guy. So this guy came in, after he came in, he saw me, I was in my car, and I sit down like, out of character, Gumption, is everything okay? And I said, yes, everything is okay, Richard. He looked a little, so anyway, Richard, to be honest, I've been working on owning a class 1 boat. I have been trying all week and just been a disaster. And he called his personal assistant over, who gave me a business card, and told me to email her all the information. And we went back to the bar, we got a couple of drinks, and you can see we had a very, very good time. So I went to 1 o'clock a.m. after Larry's Bay, the party of Larry's Bay. I'm not too sure if it was the zest of the music or the night just meeting Richard or feeling so close to the goal, but I went home, I sent everything over to his personal assistants, business plan, trade license, and photos. I believe that not until this day, she has not replied back to my email concerning that. But the 1st of April 2012, Kenny Jones, the island manager of Necker, sent an email on the interest of Richard. And when I see that email, basically stated, hey Rastaman, Richard asked me to get in contact with you concerning the boat, send me what you got or send me your phone number. So I went and forwarded the same email that I sent to the banks and the PA over to the general manager. Even though I sent that email over to Kenny, I didn't wait for them to get back to me. I still went out to one of the banks. This bank that showed interest in the first, The last thing that bank asked me to do was to get letters from resorts, hotels, and condos saying they'll provide the customers in our idea where they're getting money. And if I get out of that, my last email to that bank is 17th of April 2012. Until this day, no reply. And as long as you do an email search, you'll find an email. I'm just saying. Time will pass, 6 months will pass, and I will be working on NECA. And Richard is on NECA as well. And Richard, he's come to me, and I want him to ask me with a book. I respect Richard a lot. When Richard works really, really, really hard. So when he's on NECA, I just don't like to mention anything business related. I like to let him fun, relax, and have fun. But then he break the ice. He asked me, so Gumption, did anyone ever get in contact with you concerning the boat? And I told him, yes, Richard, but no one didn't get back to me. Like, all right, I'll look into it. Then I told him the boat is on the island. He said, it's here. He said, let's go for a spin. We went for a spin, we cut the engine, we talked, what is your plan? Well, Richard, I want to have an educational class for the boat. The only way to protect the ocean environment is through education. And I think those are key words that got him attention more, but he's very into ocean conservation. He stopped me, told me, Gumption, to be very honest. I'm here with you, but my mind is in New York. I have a big meeting in New York. Can we talk on Friday? Richard, to be honest with you, I appreciate your time, no worries. He went to New York, Friday took forever, but it did came. It really came. And when Friday came, I called him, where should I meet you? And he said to come up to my house. And this is my first time now meeting Richard by his house. We usually meet in public areas. When I say a public area on a private island, I'm talking about the pool bar, the beach house, where staff and guests will pass by. But his house is completely off limit. No staff, no guests, just him and his family. So we sat there. I had the business plan on the table. I put it under the table. What is your plans? And I told him my plans. He asked me how much do I need. I said I need $30,000. But according to our surveyor, the boat actually worth $23,000. But the guy said he was selling a business. And Richard said, fair enough. If I give you $30,000, I'm not quite sure if I'm helping or assisting you. I want to help and assist you. If I give you $50,000, I'm helping and assisting you. 30s for the guy for the boat, you just have a boat. With the 20,000, get insurance, get some life jackets, put some promotion, money aside in case you hit the prop. And then he went ahead and he can check for $50,000. Now, when we give you this check now, it was just the starting of what's now the Branson Center for Entrepreneurship. This was the birth of people who are just like me that have these ideas but don't have the house or the land security to get it from the banks. So, so this is the start of this work to make it a lot easier. And so when I got this check now, it was, it made me feel like everything was pretty worth it. Having the check made by the island manager don't have the same value as Richard out of his book, so it meant a lot to me. Then I got 13 tips to follow, 7 years to pay him back. And I decided to leave the island. When I was leaving the island, I received this email to my phone. In this, when I realized it was what just happened, really, really happened. And for the first time, there was no general manager or no personal assistant involved. And from this day forward till now, it's just Richard. Anything that I need to do, need to know, it's all Richard. And this is when the ice break. Then obviously I took the check, I went to the bank, I changed it, and we got the business logo going. We took some promotions as well, and then we work hard, I work hard. Then after I work hard, I paid him back in 6 months after getting the loan from him, and you can read it for And once I paid him back, I had access onto his island, which I'm the only person who can carry non-guest residents of the BVI. When Richard mentioned this in 2013, that he will make me that, people within Virgin were asking him, Richard, are you sure? It's Gumption, he lives on Instagram. And no matter what they said, Richard was there against it, was not against it. Like Gumption is the only person who can bring people onto the island. And we bring many of these kids over to the island. The only way to save conservation is through education. There's a side of NECA that is not highlighted. NECA is not just a place people come, and have a good time. It's also a place that transformed from being a recording studio resort to a place where certain species can come and breed and eventually get taken back to the habitat. So Necker being 74 acres is like 174 different species. And to have the privilege to take students and tourists for 2 hours, that's very, very, very golden to me. And I work hard, then something that Virgin never got yet. I always pick this up with Richard that he hasn't got yet. And I got to say by working hard as well. And being, well, being in business, things will happen. As long as you're in business, things will happen. If a guy said he worked with a bee farm for 30 years, he never been stung before, he was not working with bees. For example, my boat sank. The 2nd of October 2015, 2:47 p.m. after Houston, like after a tropical storm. I was anchored into the sand. The line broke and pushed the boat onto the beach, and 2 hours later caused the glass to crack. People asked about insurance. Insurance would have covered it if I did use a mooring, which is a floating bar, or the dock. I anchor into the sand, and that's how they make extra money. So basically, some people, I went home, I pulled in. By the time I reached home, if my boat wasn't known locally, by the time I got home, it wasn't known locally. Someone snapped a photo of it in when I sent it to someone locally, and it was on every single page going on. I decided to take that as a promotional towards the other one. Someone emailed my inbox, Gumption, sorry about the boat. You did so much for people in the environment. I'm pretty sure customers and friends would like to assist you. Have you ever heard of a GoFundMe? I'm like, no, I've never heard of a GoFundMe. And they decided to set up a GoFundMe. And within 29 days, there was 92 donors, $15,139. People from as far as locally, to the UK, to the USA, all over. People paid, this one guy paid for his trip in advance, a full-day charter, and still tipped me $400 in advance. And I asked him, why are you tipping me? Because of your reviews of TripAdvisor. And he still tipped me again when he came down. And some of them have no interest in coming to the big guy. They just saw the potential and wanted to help as well. You know, but being in business, they way to go back up and then be jamming again. So that's a new look. Yes. So yeah, we are business again. We work hard, and before you know it, 2016. So, you know, we on my TripAdvisor, we have a total of 126 reviews total. 4 very good, 122 is excellent, 118 excellence in a row. No poor, no average and terrible. You're as good as the last review. And I'm very proud to have that as someone who's in business. But being in business, we have to have a purpose beyond profit for our business. We just can't focus on money. The businesses that will survive beyond 2015 and beyond are the businesses that have a profit beyond profit. For example, Save the Turtles BVI. My idea for Save the Turtles BVI is legislation, tagging, and education. It's our culture in the British Virgin Islands to catch turtles for food and jewelry. My job is to break the taboo and have us fish for lionfish, which has taken over the BVI. So that's my whole plan for this. So we are a glass bottom, but we are making money from the ocean. It's only right to put money back into the ocean as well. And my other second thing that I've created is called Pack for a Purpose, Purpose Beyond Profit. Pack for a Purpose is something that I got from Virgin. Basically, if I'm traveling anywhere, like through the Caribbean, I find out where I'm staying. And once I find out where I'm staying, I search for a school that's close to where I'm staying. And then I pack for a purpose. I found a school in Antigua. I got some school supplies. I went up, then I dropped them off. I was leaving. The principal stopped me to take this photo. I was not interested in taking a photo. I just wanted to just do it. And I try to create a mentality where people can travel. You can travel mentality of packing with a purpose. You'd be surprised how much difference that can make. As someone who didn't graduate from school, if I can provide the tools to help someone get education, and that's what I want to do. So that's the next way how I use my profits for sales as well. My mission for cancer, it is Cancer Awareness Month, and let's respect to that. I decided to do this 7 years ago, before the Richard Branson hype and the vote, is to get signatures from people who are known or famous, and one they have an auction off. Few of the people who signed this t-shirt: Kate Winslet from Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio, co-star from Titanic, Larry Page, who owns Google, Princess Beatrice, the granddaughter of Queen Elizabeth II, Richard Branson, his wife and family, Rafael Nadal, who's a tennis pro, Dr. Oz, Maury Povich, Melanie Amor, just to name someone from Rotary. Yeah. Vincent Whitley, so many others. So my whole goal one day is that this can actually make a difference, and our proceed can go towards the BBI Cancer Society as well. So what Rachel taught me about auctions is that it's all about time and who's on stage. If it's one who's famous on stage with you, it goes a long way as well. My whole key point is to show that possibilities is possible. And if we give up our dreams, we're not giving up the dreams about us, but dreams of others as well. One cobweb can hold a butterfly. If all the cobwebs were to unite, they can stop an elephant. One business can only do so much of making a change. If all the businesses were to think like spider webs and get together, we can do so much and so more. But for order to do that, we need to start working as a human team, not a human race. A human race are those that is competing against one another. A human team are those that is building in one another. And until we break the taboo, which we are the answer of the future, then we will always be how we are. So my idea, my goal is to show others that if Gumption can do it, others can do it. We don't need to be a rocket science to have it in our heart to make a difference, to be genuine, to give a helping hand, or notice where something needed to be done. It's all really in us. Dream big, but dream big realistically. Think big, but think purposely. Act, but act productive.